Now, Nigel Farage re-emerged, didn't he, in politics, but not in a way you might expect.
I'm not sure he'd ever gone anywhere particularly.
No,
but yes,
a debanking scandal isn't really where you expect him to emerge.
I always wanted to be debagging, and of course we did get that later. We did get that later when he went into the jungle and we saw him debagged in his shower. However, this was a terrific scandal. It really was monstrous, the behaviour that Farage suffered from having his account closed, basically.
And others too, by the way.
And others, not just him. He became hero of the people, allegedly. It was the behaviour of the NatWest super executives that was really stinky. And eventually, there was an element of justice there, but it did take a long time for Farage to achieve his aim.
You find it funny, Kevin?
I always like it. A self-styled man of the people, Nigel Farage. Coutts, the Queen's Bank, the snootiest you can get. But nevertheless, everybody should have the right to have a bank account. You need a bank account in our economy, in our democracy, and you should not have it taken away for political views, which I may deplore, I may not agree with, but nevertheless, they are legal.
What I found amazing was it kind of blew up because the BBC thought they'd caught him out into exaggerating his position. And then, of course, some information about his bank accounts went to the BBC, and that led to this resignation of the boss of one of the big banks in the country.
It seems to have been some indiscreet chatter at a dinner, which is a perfect place
over drinks.
None of that on Christmas Day.
And there was an element here of the elite just regarding Farage as really sort of slightly below the salt.
Yes.
And my goodness, they got their comeuppance.
But they've been underestimating him for years.
Yeah, they have.
Remember, though, an inquiry found out politics had nothing to do with him using his account. Sorry, I didn't buy
Well,
that.
he did what's called a subject access request, and some of the remarks about him were pretty below the salt, to use your
Well, they might have been
expressions,
accurate. But nevertheless, that is not a reason to take away a bank account.
Yeah, would you? Yeah, you could have anyone being banked, can't you? Anyone should be banked. I mean,
my late brother ran a bank which supplied accounts to people who otherwise would not get accounts, and there are an awful lot of people in that state. So, Nigel was onto something.
I would like to say a little bit more concern for the million or so people who are considered too poor to
Correct.
be
there's exactly
rather than people like Farage who could go to another bank.
Yes, eventually, although he found it quite difficult by his own account.